So in this video, we're going to take a quick look at how you log a service request on the Systeral platform. Very simple process. Off your home screen, under quick links, click log a service request. Now this brings you into this requirement overview page. Now from here, you simply utilize a few drop-down menus. The first is what type of service request is required. Install, project, service call, whatever it may be. Select it from your drop-down menu there. You then select the organization which your login is called on behalf of. Now, if you have a network of clients or customers within your own profile, there'll be a separate menu within that you can select them from there. And then if you've got any contract, you'd select it from here. Now, this particular example doesn't have any contract, so we'll go with the ad hoc. Next, you need to choose the location. Now, you can add a new site from here, but in the interest of speeding this along, we'll stick with one that already exists. So we've selected the location. Your next page, confirm the salient details. So location, contact name, numbers, emails, etc. There'll also be a map there to help you if you want to be very specific about where you are. So once you've confirmed the site details, we now get into the meat of the matter. This is the request details themselves. Stick in a call reference so you can identify it within your own network chains or whatever it may be. And then we've got a schedule. So if you've got a contract, there will be different options here. Obviously within the SLAs, what type of response time. Under here, we've got no contract. It's an ad hoc. So we're simply going with best effort, schedule day, request specific time or date. Quite self-explanatory. On this one, we'll go for request a specific date, say Tuesday 21st at 9 o'clock. That'll do. So, call details. There's going to be anything that's specific to the work that is required. So parts, install guides, if they need to be referred to in the documents tabs, whatever that is, that goes in the call details. Now, the engineered instructions are specific to the actions that the engineer must take. So check-in process, what tools they might need to bring, anything like that, they go straight into the engineer instructions. Move on from there. Documents. Now, if this was logged under a contract, documents will be automatically attached if they're valid. If not, you can simply add files, give it a title, and browse your computer files. You can then upload it directly onto the service request from there. After this, you have your confirmation page. That's all it is. Once you hit that Submit Service Request button, that call will now be active on the Systeral platform. Once you have your service request uploaded onto the Systeral platform, the next step, you're going to need to assign it to a service partner. Now, to do so, all you need to do is locate the service request on the Systeral platform, open it up, and then use the Update Request button. Now, I've said in another video elsewhere that this is the button you're going to use for most main managing aspects of a service request on Systeral. In this case, we just need to then click on Assign Partner. There will be a pop-up which will list the various partners that are available to you. You can choose to select whichever one is most appropriate for that point. Now, you might receive a pop-up. This is purely administrative. This would mean that there's possibly something the partner has not completed in the supply process. So maybe it's missing a document, maybe it's missing an agreement. You can choose to assign anyway or not. It's entirely up to you, of course. If you do assign, you can always ask the service partner what the issue may be. Now, once that's assigned, the service provider will need to go in and accept or decline the service request. Now, if they do decline, or if for any reason you decide to move the service request to a different partner, simply go into Update Request, withdraw it from them, advise the reason why, and carry on to assign again in the normal way. So once the service provider has accepted the request, they then go to the Update Request button again to schedule. Now here, you select the date and time of the visit, the expected duration, and then some engineer specifics. So contact details, very important, especially an email address. Once the ticket is assigned, the engineer will receive an email. This will contain the link to click on to sign into the site when they arrive. It will also allow them to complete the site visit report at the end of the visit, all those things. So email address is very important. Contact telephone number, always a good idea. Identity number if required, and then the engineer skill level and the engineer count if you need 2 engineers for health and safety reasons or whatever. Now, if you do need more than one, the named engineer will always be listed as the primary contact. So once that's done, you save, and a visit is now scheduled. So the day of the visit has now arrived. The engineer is on site. The first thing he'll need to do is mark himself as on site. Now, he can do that through the link that was emailed to him, or you could do it yourself from the platform. Click on update request and then on site. You confirm the date and time of arrival and then confirm. Now, once that's been done, the visit has been completed, all the work has been done, everybody's happy, hopefully. What you then do is you need to add the visit report. Now, again, the engineer should be able to do this through the link that was emailed to them or directly on platform, update request, add visit. Now, this is one of the longer processes on the Systeral platform, but it's very important that it is. This is what captures all the necessary information so that any questions later can be answered. If there's any queries around billing or invoicing or whatever, a good visit report will solve all of those. So the first screen is basically a confirmation screen. You confirm the site, the engineer, skill levels, how many engineers arrived, that kind of thing. Move on. The next, travel details and times. What was the date of the visit? What time did they arrive? Now that should be captured when he marks on site. Time of departure. You can simply say that they finished up whatever time, say 12 o'clock, or you could simply say he was there for 3 hours. Distance travel, that is an optional. If any travel payments are authorized, that's how they'll determine those. And then you'd enter the travel times. Call report. As it says, this is where you list all the actions taken, every single step you made. Now, there might be some clients or customers that want a specific type of breakdown, be it hourly, half hourly, 15 minutes, whatever it is. There is where you put all the relevant information to ensure that any questions are answered. We're going to go a little bit basic today, though. And was the work completed? Yes, no. Now, if you say no, you need to say, are we going to finish this here, or does this going to need another visit? For ease, we'll simply say that the work was completed, and that's that. Now, this is for part movements. Now, this is part of the management process. We'll go into parts movements in a different video, but this is just the screen. So if any parts were taken to site from stores or being taken back, this is where you would list those. Documentation, any photos that are needed, any kind of sign-offs that have been photographed, anything like that, that's where you can add them there. And finally, submit visit details. Now, once that's through, that's all the relevant details. There is a page later which allows for the manager on site, the contact on site, to rate the visit. That will then go back and it's part of the review process for all the service providers. But that is essentially the process for adding the visit report. And at this point, the call is now moved into the invoicing and billing stage.